over here, and today we're going to have a live session for the Lotus Eletre. That's right, my favorite electric crossover SUV. Actually, I can't really say if it's a crossover SUV or more like an SUV because it's quite big to be called a crossover SUV. Now, let's take a look at it together. That's right, here it is, the Lotus Eletre. I like the wheels. Now, there's something about this body paint and the wheels that look like a great combination, everyone. I really am a fan of this combo. It looks really nice. Let me just put the hands away to the side. There we go. Now, over here, the Lotus Eletre. Now let's just take a look at the exterior for some time, the outside. This yellow tone looks very well, especially combined with the black tone onto the roof. It's a really great combination, and I like the spoiler you get over here onto the roof. Now, the Lotus Eletre, I'm not exactly sure, but it's there. It could be related to the Volvo EX90. In fact, they probably share the same parts, and I say probably because I was sure at one point, but then I recall being told something different. Now, towards the rear, this is where things get quite interesting. Look at this. This huge air vents onto the side. That's exactly like what you've seen on an airplane almost. This is the first time I've seen air vents this big. In fact, my entire arm can fit in there. It's that interesting. Let's take a look at it from a distance. That looks amazing. The exterior of the Lotus Eletre is pretty cool. It's very techy, by the way, guys. Very, very techy. Now, according to the spec sheet I have just right here, this bad boy has 918 horsepower. I repeat, 918 horsepower. Wow, this is so cool. This particular Lotus Eletre. It's very nice. Solar yellow paint. I like the touch of carbon fiber you get right onto the bonnet top right here. That looks amazing. And then you get those air vents right there. Now, the idea of having air vents onto the bonnet is very similar to what I've seen on the Polestar 3. In fact, this is all part of the Geely group. So not surprisingly, there would be some Volvo traits. I know GP Albibu. That's right. It's a wow, isn't it? That looks amazing. It's right. So they not surprisingly share similar components to what you've seen in Volvo cars and what you've seen in Polestar. In fact, the thing that's right on the roof over there is for the LiDAR system. Now, I don't know if exactly this particular Lotus Eletre has it, but you see that thing on the roof? That's very similar to what you've seen on the Volvo. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this feature because it makes it look like a taxi, but then, hey, select your taste. GP Albibou. Non, je suis pas français, je suis belge. Mais oui, on peut parler français aussi également. All right. So, voilà. So, now all four doors, you get pop-out door handles, which are and keyless entry as well. And I like the quality of the door handle. It's quite solid. It's quite nice. And if you look at the windows, the window buttons, over here, all four windows are frameless, you see? So it has this coupe effect to it. The coupe effect. And I like the carbon fiber touch you get. Now, this is really good. The 5-spoke wheels and the yellow body paint. Right, this is very interesting. And then for the interior, just look at this. The Alcantara touch you get onto the steering wheel and then onto the seats. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of having Alcantara onto the steering wheel because let's say one day your hands are sweaty, you're just going to leave stain on the steering wheel. So just be sure that your hands are dry. Otherwise, for the rest, it looks amazing. Just look at this. Nice material right here. Alcantara everywhere. Just like what you'd expect to see in a Lamborghini or any sports car. This is amazing. I'm not sure if this is carbon fiber or not, but it does look cool, guys. This is awesome. Let's the electric seating adjustment right here. It's amazing. Now let's close the door. Okay, seating memory that gets in the way, if I'm being honest. It just gave me a seating adjustment of the last driver. And the last driver must be someone who liked the lying down position. That's good. That's nice. That's pretty cute, guys. So over here we have the infotainment system, and then you have your carbon fiber effect right here, and then two cup holders which you can push down. Well, yeah, I think yeah. Anyways, over here is your transmission, just like what you've seen in other cars of today. It's very nice. They try to be as simple as possible. And then over here would be your climate system, basic climate system. Otherwise, to control the climate system, you have to go on the infotainment system. And look at this. So let me just close the window. Here, I'm getting rid of the climate system right now because I don't need it. It's your car? Non, c'est pas ma voiture. Non, 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 JP Alibibou. Je travaille pas dans les concessions ici. JP Albibou. Mais je suis passionné de voitures et j'aime bien monter à vous tous ma passion de voiture. I love showing you all my passion of cars. GP Albibou's asked if I work in the car garage. I don't. But yeah, this is the thing I like about they show details. Oh, this is so cute. So you have to control the air conditioning via screen, guys. So this is a unique concept. But then to be fair, many car manufacturers of today go through this. Hello, Saipile. Vous voulez être pilote de Formule 1? Ah, mais bienvenue à ma chaîne YouTube. Bienvenue, Albibou. Oui. Moi, j'aime bien vitesse un petit peu. Oui, ça dépend de quelle voiture quand même. Mais vitesse, c'est pas vraiment ma style. Je préfère aussi de la classe, comme ce que vous trouvez dans une Range Rover ou quoi. So there we go. This is the Lotus Eletre. When you look at the infotainment system, it shows a 3D diagram of the vehicle, and then we can also adjust. We can also adjust the panoramic roof, guys. Look at this. So look at that. Oh wow! I'm gonna show you all something really cool. Ah, mais merci à JP Albibou pour m'abonner. Mais merci pour abonner. Look at this. See this? This is for the panoramic roof. Oh, this is cute. And then you have this button right here, which is to open the fuel cap, and then you can also close the fuel cap from here. This is great. This is a great feature. And you can even adjust the spoiler from here. Oh, this is cute. This is cool. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, this is amazing. Let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh. This is such an amazing feature to be having. Now, the Alcantara steering wheel. Let's take a look at the driving modes, everyone. So we get different modes. Oh my god, there's even off-road mode. Oh, wow. And when you change modes, it adjusts the suspension, and also it will adjust the seating adjustment for you. So when you engage sport mode, the seat literally hugs you, guys. Quite literally. So it's a very unique system, something I have to get used to. Now, I'm also not a fan of the infotainment system. I don't like how they went really humble about it. But then, to be fair, many car manufacturers have gone down the same path. When I said infotainment system, I meant rather the instrument cluster, guys. The infotainment system is amazing, don't get me wrong. But let's take a look at the rear spoiler right now. So to open the door, you have to push that button. That's amazing. All right. And here we go, guys. The spoiler towards the rear. It's just been elevated. Now, if I'm being honest, having the spoiler in this position is a bit interesting. I would rather keep it shut. That's what I would do. I'd rather keep it shut because with the yellow paintwork and the spoiler open, it does look a bit odd. But then that's just my personal view. Yeah. It's here. Let's just put it down. There we go. The shutter, well, more like the spoilers all the way down. That's good. That's a plus. Right. Now we go towards the rear. Now, something interesting just happened earlier about the rear. Someone just literally compared this to a Tesla Model X. Me personally, I think the rear is perfectly fine. But if you have a family, I was told that the middle can be a bit firm. So let's have a seat and see for ourselves. Okay, so tinted rear windows. Just take a look at the entire interior from here. The entire interior looks amazing from here, guys. Don't you think? I think they just went a bit too far with the Alcantara, but other than that, it looks amazing. Towards the rear seat, I get a lot of leg room. I get a lot of knee room, and then the back of the seat has this fabric material to it, and you get the backseat pocket, which is basically firm. Oh wow! And I like this golden trim you get right here, just like what you'd expect to see in a Maybach. That's pretty cute, guys. That is cute. Oh my goodness. And so, wait, let me just turn the camera. All right, everyone. So towards the rear seat, things are interesting. I get a lot of headroom, but the headrest is a bit on the firm side. It's like a wall. It's like a wall, quite literally. Something about the rear seat reminds me of my experience in the Polestar models, like especially the Polestar 3 in particular. It's just something about the rear, perhaps just how airy it is and everything. It's very nice. I quite like it. And then you get this armrest right here. Look at this armrest. What? Oh wow, that's literally gold on it. Well, perhaps just some gold effect to it, but just like what you'd expect to see in a Maybach. Personally, I was not expecting that, but hey, why not? That is cute. Let's turn the camera. So, over here, cup holders, nicely detailed. Now, to be honest, I just reviewed the Lotus Electra recently, and the cup holders towards the rear were more detailed than this. Okay, and then over here, you get your climate system for the rear seat passengers. So let's take a look at it together. So you can choose for climate. You can also there we go, climate system, heated and ventilated rear seats, and then also you can choose to have the seating adjustments. Here we go, seating adjustments. I'm not sure if that includes lumbar support, guys. There we go. Don't need the climate system for now. Yeah. So that is that. Let's just take a moment and enjoy the interior from here. I'm sitting on the middle seat. Now, everybody complained about how the middle seat is a bit firm. Okay. But I have to say, I get a lot of leg room. Just the end of my feet will make contact with this area, but that shouldn't be a big deal, in my opinion. Let me just turn the camera around. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about how the seat on the middle is quite firm. That's because my back is literally leaning onto the cup holder. And I have to say, for this segment, it's quite expected. You're not going to find a perfect choice. If you have a family of, if you are a family of 5 or 4, and you really need the ideal full-sized family vehicle, I would recommend you all take a look at the Volvo EX90. But otherwise, this is an ideal choice, an ideal alternative. Earlier, it was someone who compared this with a Tesla Model X, and he claimed that the rear seats of the Tesla Model X were really good for his family. He had like 3 kids, and he came with his wife. So it's pretty cool. But at the same time, I was thinking to myself, right, any other option? But then Tesla is cool. Tesla Model X is awesome. It's very modernized, actually. It's very simple and very modernized. And it's definitely for those who want something techy and family friendly at the same time. Me personally, I'd go straight for the Volvo EX90 if we're looking for family friendliness. But if I had the option and choice, I'd go for neither. I'd just go straight for my Porsche Taycan. I like Porsche Taycan. But if we're being realistic, this Lotus Eletre is amazing. Lotus Eletre is amazing. Let's just turn the camera around again and let me show you all the interior. Look at this, guys. The interior of the Porsche, the Lotus Eletre is amazing. Lotus Eletre. I keep saying it with a French accent. I don't know. It's perhaps the way it's supposed to be pronounced. And then you get this central console storage right here. See, 12-volt socket, 2 charging ports in there. It's quite nice. Then 2 cup holders over here. Let's go back to the driver's seat again. So to open the door, You get a button over here, but then you also get a latch. Anytime you open the door, this light goes on. I like the speaker you get. The sound system. What kind of sound system is it? I think it's a KEF. KEF. KEF sound system, I think. Anyways. So, over here, Alcantara material. The chrome trim over here. And then I like this touch of wood. I don't know if it's wood. Is it wood? Looks like wood. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, so let's climb out of the vehicle. So this is the Lotus Eletre from the outside. It's a yellow paintwork you get. The paint is actually called solar yellow. It's amazing to look at from a distance. It is awesome. In fact, at first glance, when I first saw this, I thought this was a Lamborghini imitation. But then, if I'm being honest, this looks far more interesting than the Lamborghini Urus, because the Lamborghini Urus, I just didn't like it from the get-go. It's basically the same chassis as what you have of the Audi Q7, the Bentley Bentayga. The Bentley Bentayga is pretty cool, though. But this is an awesome alternative. Now, is Lotus competing in the ultra-luxury segment? That is something for you all to be the judge on, because it is by all means a premium vehicle, the Lotus Eletre, a premium product, and definitely something that competes along the lines of Porsche, I'd say. It's definitely more premium than Mercedes, BMW, and Audi. But if we're talking about the level, I'd compare it with Porsche. Something between ultra luxury and luxury, if whatever I said made some sense to you guys. Another comparison would be perhaps with something like. Let me try to think about this, guys. This is going to be very interesting to debate on. It's very interesting. Because the closest I can think of is Porsche, but I'm trying to think of other ideas. Who else could be competing against this bad boy? Who competes against my bad boy over here? Nobody. Now, let's see what it's like with the hazard lights on. Actually, let's turn on all the lights. Let's see what it's like with all the lights on. So let's just on the hazard lights. Oh wow, that's quite loud. But the sound of the hazard light kind of reminds me of what I heard in Link & Co. Or maybe I'm just confusing things. But then that shouldn't be surprising because this is Geely Group and they're supposed to be sharing parts, right? So speaking of Geely Group and Link & Co., the fact that you have the separate light down there, it kind of reminds me of what they had on the Link & Co. 01. So it's quite interesting. And then these are the headlights. But then if we look at it from many angles, it has a strong Lotus identity. The fact that you have the air vent right here onto the bonnet. I know Lotus Coupes had this. This was like their signature for many years. But see, the thing is, my knowledge of Lotus brand is very low because I didn't hear from them from ages. In fact, I actually thought they were gone. I had no idea they were around. Geely brought them back to life, and that's amazing what Geely has done to them with the Eletre, the Emea, and then also other new models. So towards the front, the indicator light is very similar to what you've seen on Volkswagen Group cars. But then towards the rear, it's very similar, but at the same time pretty cool. I mean, look at the way it just blends with the rear, with the red lighting. Look at that. This is so cool, guys. And to be fair, it's not a question of following Volkswagen Group's example. Everybody has been employing this. Stellantis has been obsessing with this kind of side indicator lighting. And then I think, if I recall, BMW and Mercedes have also been obsessing over this. Yeah. Well, I think BMW has some different system right now, but everybody is kind of drawing inspiration from each other. So it's not really that big of a deal. But look at this. I like the lighting detail you get. This is nice. Let's just turn off the hazard lights and let's concentrate on the lighting. Now, the idea of having continuous the lighting towards the rear is something everybody has been obsessing over with. Even the South Korean car manufacturers like Kia and Hyundai, they've been obsessing over this. Now, personally, I find it questionable. I think everybody should just find their own ways instead of drawing too much inspiration from one particular manufacturer, because this was started by Porsche, and then Audi brought it onto their car, then BMW brought it onto their 7 Series, and then everybody started following that example. But I like how it's written Lotus right here in letters. This is pretty cool, guys. And I like the. I think it's unnecessary to have the carbon fiber trim right here, like a spoiler, but then it is cute nonetheless. And I like this detail you get on the roof, guys. And yeah. Oh, speaking of Porsche and the competitors of the Porsche, so something between the ultra luxury segment and the luxury segment. I also thought of Maserati, but as of lately, it seems like the only thing really Maserati has got going is the Quattro. No, it's not the Quattroporte, is it? I think it's the Quattroporte, but then also they had something. I'm just trying to remember. I think Gran Turismo. That's right. You have the Maserati Gran Turismo. These are the real Maseratis. But then I had the pleasure of reviewing the Maserati Grecale Folgore. It's supposed to be a crossover SUV that shares the same chassis as the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. And I have to say, I was not very impressed, if I'm being very honest with you guys. The Gran Turismo is like tiramisu. It's so delicious. But then you look at the Grecale Folgore, it's just not the same planet, guys. It's a different world. This Lotus bad boy probably competes against the Grecale Folgore Maserati. And I have to say, this is way, way, way better. Although I did criticize the interior, it did seem a bit on the generic side. But the exterior definitely looks good. You know, I saw many of these driving on the roads earlier, and I think it was the paintwork was like silver, or should I say, a bit on the brownish side, like very, very light brown. But it was awesome. I like that kind of paint. And yeah, I think the interior looks a bit on the generic side, like the fact that they've got all sharp edges over here. In fact, I don't quite get what's with the sharp edges right there. I think they should just get rid of that sharp edge. They should just go with something more sporty than that. But you get this like little screen right here in front of the passenger seat. Let's take a look at it together. Okay, so you soft close for all four doors. Righty. So what does the passenger get over here? Oh, it's only music controls, is it? Oh my goodness. Right. Okay, so this is like a little screen to control the music. Hello. Someone just said hi to me recently. That's nice. Thank you guys. Thank you for following my live. For those of you who are watching my live session, and who've just joined in now, don't forget to push the subscribe button, all right? Don't forget to like and push the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, I will answer your questions in this live session. Okay, let's get on with this. Let's continue checking out this Lotus Eletre. Okay, whoa, what just happened? Welcome to the live. Okay, so over here, you guys like a little screen over here. This is primarily dedicated to your media controls. Well, for the front seat passenger. I think it was pointless having the... Well, okay, it's hollow, is it? It's a nice drum. Anyways, so over here, look at this. I like how you get this huge speaker right there. The speaker, the sound system is KEF, I think. K-E-F, guys. KEF. Not sure. Oh, look at this. Cup holder goes down. I like the cup holders in this Eletre. They're nicely positioned so that as a driver, I can lean my arm here and without worrying about touching my drink too much. That's good. Like the automatic transmission you get, little knob right there. And these two knobs are for your not infotainment system, for your climate control, guys. See this? I'll just turn off the climate system because now I don't need it. Although I could do with some ventilated seats since today it's quite a hot day outside. And now, if we press this button, we open the glove box. Just right here, glove box. So yeah, it's really nice. I like the ambient lighting though. The ambient lighting deserves credit, guys. It's amazing. Although when it comes to ambient lighting, I still perhaps remain old school. I think that BMW and Mercedes take the trophy. There's just something about Mercedes ambient lightings, guys. But then that's just my thought. So I think they went a bit too far with the Alcantara throughout the interior. But hey, it's not that bad. It's pretty cool. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, everyone. Welcome to the live. Look at this speaker over here. It's like a flower. Oh my gosh. That has to be cutest speaker system I've ever seen. This is so cute. Okay. All right. And then over here, there's no glasses holder, but I like how you get this. I don't know if is it carbon fiber I'm inclined to think it's a carbon fiber effect, but I can't really be too sure. Although I like the type of sun visors you get. This is cool. Hey everyone, this is nice. It's like some designer material or something. That's pretty cool. And now we climb out of the Lotus Eletre. There was actually something cool I just noticed onto the door earlier. Let's go to the other side. So just onto the door, I just noticed something cool. If you open all the doors, you'll notice it's written something here. Pioneer since 1948. That's cool, guys. Pretty cool. I'm not sure about the gold effect you get, but that is one detailed seating adjustment I see right there. That's very nice. It's pretty cool. The Lotus Eletre. Let's for those of you who just joined my live session now, welcome to the live session. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's take a look at the Lotus Eletre from the outside again. From this angle, it looks amazing. Now, I personally felt like it looks like a Lamborghini of some sorts, but this is way better than the Lamborghini Urus. But then again, that's just my personal opinion. In fact, I'm not really that much into sports cars, but there's something about this Lotus Eletre that's very desirable. Now let's take a look at the interior together, guys. So another primary competitor to this Lotus Eletre would probably be something like the Porsche Macan EV. That's another electric car competitor, I'd say. And then also the Tesla Model X would be another example. Although someone said that the Tesla Model X is a 7-seater and it's quite spacious with rear, whereas this isn't exactly a 7-seater, but it's directly or perhaps related to the Volvo EX90. The Volvo EX90 is a perfect 7-seater. So if you want something family friendly, the Geely group seem to have the solution, I think. It's awesome, guys. It's really nice. Now, the idea of having Alcantara throughout the interior isn't exactly something I'm a fan of, but why not? Let's take a look at the seats. Look at the seats. They've got a sporty effect to them. Very nice. This is a proper sports car, I tell you. I kid you not. EV, electric. That's right, Abel. Electric. It's electric. A gorgeous electric car. Oh, voilà. Et c'est parti. On regarde l'intérieur encore. Hop. Electric steering adjustment. I wonder what's this. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what this palette is for, but I know this palette over here is for driving mode. So you can choose between track, individual, sport, and range, off-road. And each time you change the modes, you basically are adjusting the suspension. So it's just like what you'd see in a Range Rover or most SUVs of today. That's right. And you even get your wireless telephone recharge right here. That's nice. That's pretty cool, guys. And then if you look at the bonnet, you can see the bonnet a bit from up here. Like, you have to keep your back straight onto the seat, and then you can see the bonnet a little bit. The steering wheel is huge, though. I give you guys that. The steering wheel is huge. Here we are. This is the transmission. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure how this goes back up. Anyways, that's not what's important. What's really important is this. So this is your volume control. And this, not exactly sure what it could be for. This side looks like it's for your infotainment system. Now, I don't exactly know if this is carbon fiber, because this is the first time I see it has this effect to it, but it looks amazing. Something about carbon fiber and Alcantara, they pair very well together, just like what you'd have to expect from a Lamborghini and from Porsche and most car manufacturers, sports car manufacturers. I just don't really like the fact that you have the golden touch over there and then onto the windows as well. Not a fan of that concept, but then why not? Alcantara onto the pillars as well. That's interesting. And over here, through the infotainment system, you can actually control the car to some extent. So let me see if I can actually close the door. Can I close the door from here? No, I can't. Can I? Oh, no. Well, I can adjust the spoiler from here. See this? This is awesome. I can open the fuel cap from here. Fine, I'll have to close the door by myself, but watch what happens when I close the door. There we go, guys. It shows it on the diagram over here. This is how cool it is. And then I can adjust spoiler. And it has the effect on the outside. This is how good it is. All right. And then this over here is your speedometer with autonomy. This is great. And it shows that I'm on the circuit mode of driving. I don't want to be on circuit mode. I just want to be on, let's stick to individual for now, okay? Because we don't know what they're going to show next. Off-road mode, I'd probably use it in the winter. Probably. I don't know. Can't be too sure. Right. It's very interesting. And I like how whenever you open the door, you get this bright yellow paintwork that sticks out. So depending on the color you choose of this Lotus, you'll get the paintwork that sticks out. Now, when it comes to paint recommendations, that you can always consult with your Lotus dealership. But I would highly recommend, if I had the choice to choose a paintwork, and if you asked me for my advice, I would highly recommend yellow, red, or green. Like this is a must paintwork for Lotus. There's just something about Lotus that goes very well with these paintworks. Red is definitely a must if you're looking for sportiness. I definitely would go for red. Otherwise, there's this particular paintwork I like something like silver, brownish, very light brownish. It has this like light brown effect to it. It does look quite nice. It does look quite nice. Let's take a look at it from distance again. You know, I like it from this angle actually. It has this coupe style to it. Quite nice. Now, it should be noted that because Lotus is owned by the Geely Group, and the Geely, they also own Polestar and Volvo, it not surprisingly shares similar components to what you've seen on Volvo. In fact, from certain angles, it's had me thinking of the Volvo EX90 and the Polestar 3. This over here would be for your LiDAR system, but I'm not sure if this has the option available. Now, honestly, having the LiDAR onto the roof at that position is something I'm not a fan of because it makes it look like a taxi. And I had the exact same thing to say about the Volvo EX90. But on the other hand, it does look very promising, everyone. The cameras. Let's take a look at the 360-degree cameras. All right, let's take a look at this. Where are the cameras? Never mind. Maybe it's here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. We get a 360-degree parking camera, and that's a feature I use quite literally every day, guys. It's an amazing feature to be having. I tell you that right now. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Without further ado. So thank you for joining me on this live session, everyone. I'll go live on YouTube again next week on Saturday. Every Saturday, I'll be hosting live sessions, and during the week, I'll be uploading videos of my car reviews of any new vehicle or any facelifted vehicle. And thank you for joining me on this live session. I'm going to wrap this up very soon now. But before I wrap this up, I want to ask you all something. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like this live session. And don't forget to spread the news to everyone, because we will be going live every week, and I will be answering all your questions during the live sessions of the vehicle I will be live session on. And thank you for your comments, everyone. Thank you, Media Network. And yes, I'll see you all next week. Now, what car is going to be on the live session? That's going to be a surprise. And yeah, you can always share me your thoughts and let me know what you all think. All right, thank you, and I'll see you all next time.